Hello everyone and welcome to Toy Reviews. So for this episode we have Red Alert, the powerlinx repaint. Now about that, I don't know if I prefer the powerlinx repaint or the original version. Red Alert is the character you can see right in the beginning of the intro, you know, with his flashy blaster pops up and he dashes away with it. That's his original paint job, but here is his powerlinx version. I think I prefer the powerlinx version because here he looks more like a rescue vehicle than a SWAT van, but I don't know. It's the same character, so it doesn't really matter, but I think I prefer this version, even though the original version is more present in the series than this one, but screw it. This is the same situation with Megatron/Galvatron. I think I prefer the Galvatron paint job, but whatever. So, Red Alert, about his character. He is a really cool character on the show. His arc pretty much ends in the 6th or something episode of the series, and then he doesn't really evolve further than that, but he doesn't really need to. He's a side character, he isn't that important, but basically it is further explained in the comics, but he was basically, during his Cybertronian days, he was basically the Rambo of the Autobot side, and he was pretty much a reckless, shoot first and ask questions later kind of guy. And in one mission he gets badly hurt. I think he has like a massive hole in his chest and one of his arms got blown off or something, I'm not really sure. But anyway, that completely changes his career path. He instantly decides to change his profession, and he becomes a technician and he becomes a field medic. So here we have the field medic / technician of the Autobot team, and he contributes a lot in the show. Whenever someone gets damaged, he repairs them, and you can always see him in the background sort of twinkling with something. Yeah, he's a pretty cool techie, I like him. He also comes with his Minicon partner, Long Arm, who is not a complex transformation as all Minicons. Fold down these, click them into place, and there you go. There we have Long Arm. You can pretty much decide how you want the crane arm to look, but yeah. Transform him back to vehicle mode, because we're gonna need him to stay in vehicle mode for the rest of the video. Okay. So yeah, he is a rescue vehicle / ambulance. He has a lot of gimmicks, this toy. It has a lot of gimmicks. I'll show you some. If you power link with Long Arm and slide him forward, this sounds.
Red Alert!
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll get to his power-up function in a second, and his third function once we transform him into robot mode. So let's do this. There you go. There you have Red Alert. As always, Armada toys are extremely brickish, but they do stay accurate to the show, so I'm not gonna complain too much. This is probably his main problem. On the show, this is actually pretty cool. On the show, there were a lot of animation errors on a lot of the characters, but Red Alert's animation errors seem to be in his benefit actually. You see his massive backpack looking, yeah, his entire backside. It sort of hangs down a little bit too far, I think, and it sort of interferes with his side doors here. But on the show, this thing would be like shortened down to his knee levels, so he, would only go this far, and that looked a lot better. So animation errors for Red Alert on the show was actually to his benefit. So that's pretty cool, I guess. A lot of the functions keeps popping up on this guy, but yeah. In his right arm he has just a regular fist. You can hold pretty much any weapon in this hand since it's pretty free. It has a lot of movement. I like the doors as the shoulder pads. I think they look pretty cool. I guess you could flip them around and he could use them as shields, I don't know. But they do look pretty cool. His right hand though has a slot for some stuff. He comes with these two gimmicks, which are basic tools. This is the tool he uses the most during the show, and this, I'm guessing it looks like a weapon of some sort. So you have like 3 gun barrels. I'm gonna switch on this. It doesn't really matter which one I use, but yeah, this is the one he uses on the show for the most part. Slide that on there. There we go. Looks beautiful. This thing can fire a variety of stuff. A variety of fluids, to be exact. He can insta-freeze stuff with this in order to stop some sort of like oil leakage, or in order to repair. He could also, I think he uses, I think he has reserve oil in here, so you can just like spray it on the ground and make everything slippery and shit. But he has a welding torch in this to sew up injured soldiers, and he can also use this as a hand blaster. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess you could use his other tool in the other hand, maybe sort of baton looking, I don't know. I'm just gonna detach that for now. Come on, there we go. So yeah, Red Alert has a pretty bulky appearance, but I like him. Let's go and check out his functions. You have this entire front of the vehicle area, and he has a little minicon port on the top there. I'm not gonna attach long arm here because, well, it's pretty clunky to have him here, so I'm just gonna use my hand. If you use this, come on, don't wanna fucking shoot the camera. There we go. Maybe that was a little bit fast to you. But his entire front section opens and he shoots out this disc with the Autobot symbol on it. And this was actually used during the show. It was not a solid object, it was like an energy disc that he shoots out when, I think it's Carlos, he falls down this massive cliff, and then he shoots the disc and picks him up and flies him back. So this thing, yeah, it's pretty cool. Red Alert has a lot of hidden functions he uses during the show. As I said, he was the Rambo in his day, so when he's not repairing his fellow soldiers, or when he's not messing around with computers, he's a badass. So let's just close that up and link him up with his Minicon long arm. There we go. And deploy. He instantly deploys this shoulder-mounted cannon, which can either sit on his shoulder or it can be moved to his hand. Just gonna remove that for now and put it in his hand. There we go. I prefer to have it in his hand, but well, you can also use the port on top for other stuff. So if you want to place this other thingy up here, you can. Doesn't really look that attractive, but you can do it. Heck, you can even have a fucking sword up here if you want to. It's an universal port. But yeah. One of the top sections of the roof turns into his awesome blaster. I always like this thing on the show. And yeah, it has a little sound effect when you deploy it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This thing can fire as well. It has a small projectile in it. There we go. This thing fires really fast, and it's sort of a claw thing that comes out. And he also uses this a lot during the show. I think in the third episode of the show, when he partners up with Longarm for the first time, this thing deploys and he blasts Starscream, fucking melting his arm or whatever he does. Anyway, it's a really cool attack. But for the most part during the show, he can launch a cable out of here, and then he can climb up the cable. Holy shit. Then he can climb up that cable and rescue a Minicon or whatever. But that's pretty much all the functions that Red Alert has. I love this character. I think he is an awesome character on the show. His figure, it's okay. It's a little bit more brickish than most Armada toys, but I guess it's okay. I'm not gonna complain. I had a blast playing with this thing, and yeah, I think it's a solid toy in more ways than one, as it's pretty much a brick. It has complications with his back section interfering with his back doors, but I could look past that. His posability, it's pretty limited because, well, his legs only has a joint here, and he has like a, yeah, you can't really pose him that much. So, not a great toy, but all of his functions pretty much makes up for it. And there is a lot of detail on top of him, and his face is, yeah, it's pretty accurate to the show. I like it. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on Toy Reviews.